Hello, in this lesson we're going to be looking at separation of mixtures and separation techniques, but we are going to be focusing on filtration and evaporation. Hopefully by the end of the lesson you should be able to explain how both methods are used to separate mixtures. Take a look at this scenario. You are stuck in a jungle. You have food but forgot salt. Fortunately, there are rocks around that you could get salt from. Now the question is, how could you obtain or get salt from rock salt? Now, to understand how to tackle this challenge or understand separation techniques generally, you need to get the meaning of these key terms. Solute, a substance that can dissolve. So a substance that can be dissolved. So salt, for instance, or sugar will dissolve in water. So the solute is salt or sugar. The solvent, which is this one, is the liquid. Insoluble means doesn't dissolve. Sand does not dissolve in water. Sand is insoluble in water. Solution is a mixture. So what you make when you mix the solute, the salt, into water, the solvent, is called solution. In this case, salt water, or some call it brine. Saturated, when a solution contains the maximum amount of solute that can dissolve in that amount of solvent at that temperature. So say at room temperature you decide to add salt, mix salt with water. When you reach the point when you can now see the salt crystals, we say the solution is saturated because you have reached the maximum amount that can dissolve into that amount of water. Pure substances versus mixtures. A substance is said to be pure if it has the same fixed composition. That means it's in its pure form. There's no other things mixed with it. It doesn't need separating anyway because it's already pure. On the other hand, mixtures do not have a fixed composition. So the elements or compounds are not held together by any chemical bond. So it's easy to take them apart. How does filtration work? Filtration is used to separate an insoluble, remember, something that does not dissolve, from a liquid. So if you have sand in water, you can't use separation technique called filtration to get the clear water back and throw the sand away, or if you need it for anything else, keep it. So in the lab we use this simple setup. So you have a filter paper with very fine holes, even though you cannot see them, that is big enough for water, in this case, to pass through, but it will stop the sand. The sand is the residue solid in filter paper. The filtrate is the water, the clear liquid that you get. So you need this apparatus to carry out simple filtration. Then the next one is evaporation. How does it work? With filtration, we know is insoluble solid from a liquid. In evaporation, a soluble solid this time. So salt or sugar dissolved in water. You cannot use filter paper because they will both go through. All you need is pour into something that you can heat gently. You can't carry out evaporation naturally by leaving the substance or the mixture out to dry, maybe in the sun or under the sun. Or if you want to speed it up, you can heat. Simply heat until the mixture reaches the boiling point and the water or the liquid will escape and leave the solute or the solid behind, which is what you are after. Back to the scenario. All you need to do is grind the rocks, mix with water. If you use warm or hot water, it will be quicker because the substance, the rocks and the salt will mix with the water and the salt will dissolve quicker. Then you can now use filtration to get rid of the sand and pieces of rock. Then heat to remove the water. The water will evaporate, and that's all you need to tackle this scenario. Thank you very much.